Imagine this with me. One day, unexpected chaos broke out in heaven. Holy chaos. News had broken that Jesus would be going to earth. Now, at first, moments of stunned silence deafened the praise and worship team of heaven. And then everybody started talking at the same time. Amidst this holy chaos, the archangel Michael spoke out, "Lord, why? Let me go in your place instead. The earth is definitely not worthy of your presence. With my sword, I will subdue the nations in a divine instant." Jesus refused this offer, as well as an equally tempting offer by all the other angels for a swift coup d'etat on earth. He would personally undertake this dangerous journey into the terrible storm that raged on earth. The angels in charge of heaven's outfits said, "Lord, let us allow at least to pack your suitcase for the journey. We'll prepare a golden halo and fine kingly robes for you." Jesus turned this offer down once again. Heavenly robes were not suited for his trip to earth. Actually, nothing heaven had to offer for this dangerous journey appealed to Jesus, especially not the golden crown, not the throne, nor the red carpets. Now some angels dared to ask, "Have you chosen clothes similar to those of the high priest in Jerusalem?" But another cup of heavenly cold water hit them in the face. Priestly garments wouldn't work for Jesus either. The only clothes suitable for his journey were those of the lowest of the low on earth. Slaves would inspire his earthly garment. The garments of a slave for the child king of the universe? Yes, this is the story of Christmas. This is the ultimate paradox, the divine mystery, the unopened secret of Christianity. The heart of heaven's servant king couldn't refuse an opportunity to serve those on earth. Tonight, we will continue the story of Christmas through the experience of the shepherds in the book of Luke. Luke 2, verse 8 to 12. "And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. Now an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, 'Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. And this will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger.'" Now, did you notice? God chose the shepherds to be a witness. Now, who were the shepherds? And why is this important? Timothy Keller, in his book Hidden Christmas, said, "As many Christmas sermons will rightly tell you, shepherds were not people of social standing in ancient societies. They were not educated. They did not have social power." Now, God chose shepherds not just to be a witness, but to be the first witness. God chose shepherds to be the first witness of the first Christmas. Now, God sent his message to a bunch of regular working people. They are just ordinary people, working ordinary jobs, just trying to make an ordinary living. They were not spiritual giants. We did not even know their names. Shepherds were not high up in the social ladder. They were at the bottom, outcasts from society. They were such an outcast that they were not even allowed to testify in a court. Now, with a reputation like this, we have to wonder, why would God choose shepherds to be his first witness? Now, as you look through the Old Testament po, we will find God used shepherds many times to speak to his people. In fact, the two of the greatest leaders of the Old Testament of God's people started out as shepherds. Si Moses and then si David. And yet God called these two shepherds. David calls God a shepherd pa nga. Psalm 23 verse 1, "The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. Now, Jesus, in fact, takes this to another level, and he calls himself a shepherd, the good shepherd, to be precise. John 10, verse 11, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. John 10, verse 14, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Now, PV, what do these statements mean by Jesus? He is actually foreshadowing Christmas, that as the Good Shepherd, Jesus gave his life for his sheep, for us, for you, for me. And he became the door, he became the way to reconcile our relationship with God the Father. Two things lang po tonight. Come and see. Come and see. In Luke chapter 2, verse 9 to 11, this is what the shepherds did. They were terrified, but the angel reassured them, don't be afraid. I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people. Now, alam niyo po ba, did you know, the older translations say this, fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings or good news. Now, the modern translations usually skip that term behold. Kaya pag binasa na po natin yung, if we read now our modern translations, we don't see that word anymore. But there really is a corresponding Greek word there in the biblical text. The angel literally says this, do not be fearing, be perceiving, for I am telling you the gospel, the good news. This is the principle po. Come and see, behold, and you won't be afraid. Perhaps po, there are many of us now, you're stressed, or you feel like you're an outcast, or you feel like there's just so much things that are going on. This Christmas po, PV, let's come and see. Behold. Take time to behold. If you take time to come and see, if we take time to behold, it will remove our feelings of insignificance. It will remove fear from our lives. It will allow us to see life, Christmas, with a proper perspective. Behold po means this, you gaze, you grasp, you relish, you rejoice, you take time to internalize the good news that our Savior had been born. Now look at the story again. Luke 2, 15 to 16. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, let's go and see this thing that had happened, which the Lord had told us about. So they hurried off, found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. So, what has God done for you? That have you ever noticed, if God can use ordinary people like these shepherds, if God can use outcasts like these shepherds, what can He do through you? What can He do through us? The first invitation is to come and see. You know why? It's because you have a story to tell. We have a story to tell. Your story, your life, it's the most authentic witness for the good news. That Jesus' story is the greatest story ever told, and it is still being written today in the lives of people that have been changed. In your life, in my life, that we are part of Jesus' story. So, what has God done for you? Or better yet po, what has God done in you? Notice this po. The angel said, I have good news of great joy that is for all people. And that means you too. That Christmas po is a message for all of us. That if you're somebody that maybe you're feeling insignificant, or if you're feeling that you're not part of the in crowd, or perhaps you're even feeling that your life is not worth, doesn't matter. Remember, God chose the seemingly insignificant shepherds to be the first witness, because Christmas is for all of us. Now, after you come and see, and then you go and share. Look at Luke chapter 2, verse 17 to 18. When they had seen him, the angels, or rather the shepherds, they spread the word. Nag-share. They spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. In verse 20, the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which they were just as they had been told. So PV, come and see, behold. But don't stay there po. Let's go and share, just like what the shepherds did. I'll end po with two questions. Who are you going to invite to Christmas service this year? Who are you going to invite to Christmas service this year? Perhaps there is somebody that God is telling in your heart, invite mo siya. Second question, who do you know that needs to come and see? Maybe that little invitation could be the greatest gift you could ever give someone this Christmas.